What is up, guys? It is Jed Wrestling here, back again with another Elite Series rating video. Today we have Elite Series just 81 through 100. This is a series we've been doing for a while, where we look at every WWE Elite Series, as well as the star rating and the best and worst figures from it. But today, in this video, I will not be doing the star rating. A lot of different reasons why I'm cutting it. I just feel like it wasn't that important, and it just made the video needlessly long, and honestly, I would forget to do it oftentimes and then like have to pop it up on the screen. So we're just gonna stop doing the star ratings. We're gonna look at the best and worst figures from every series. Next out of this will be Elite Series 101 to 114 or 115 if it's out by then. I would like to wait until Elite 115 comes out to do that. So it could be a while. I'm not sure when Elite 115 is coming out. Could be coming out soon, could be not. But I would like to wait until Elite 115 comes out to finish this rating, and then we would have rated every WWE Elite Series of all time, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But Elite Series 81, that's where we're going to start. Bianca Belair, Stunning Steve Austin, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, The Rock, and Shinsuke Nakamura. My favorite figure out of the series is going to go to Montez Ford. Not nearly as good as his other Elite that he would have, his Elite 103, but this one's still really good. It's a really good representation of Montez Ford. I think it's proportionate, unlike another figure we're going to look at. He's got the red attire, he's got the solo cup, a bunch of cool accessories on this Montez Ford. And I talked about proportions because the worst figure out of the series is going to be Angelo Dawkins. I don't think this is a good representation of Angelo Dawkins. It doesn't capture his size at all. They used a massive Braun Strowman torso, and I think his Elite 103 figure represents him a lot better. So it is my least favorite figure out of the series. Elite 82, we got Keith Lee, Alexa Bliss, Rob Gronkowski, Finn Balor, John Morrison, and Jerry the King Lawler. Best is going to be Finn Balor. This is based off of his NXT run, like when he was floundering on the main roster, then he went back down to NXT. So that short little run, won the NXT title, faced Karrion Kross and all that. So Finn Balor is going to be my favorite figure out of the series. I like this head sculpt. I like the shirt. I think it's a really good representation of him. And the worst figure out of the series is going to be Rob Gronkowski. Pretty obvious, just not that exciting and not a figure that we needed. Obviously, he was at WrestleMania. He was like the host of WrestleMania. It was Gronkmania. It was crazy. But I just don't feel like we needed a Rob Gronkowski figure from Mattel. I like the cloth good. I like how he comes with the 24/7 title. He's got some wild glasses. But just overall, I would rather have every other figure out of the series over that Rob Gronkowski. Only 83. This only has 5 figures in the series, which I find pretty odd. But we got King Corbin, Drew McIntyre, Dusty Rhodes, Edge, and Sasha Banks. Best figure out of the series is going to be Edge. This is based off his return look, like in 2020, one of my favorite returns of all time in the Royal Rumble. He wasn't wearing this in the Royal Rumble. He was wearing like a maroonish attire, and here he was wearing a gray and red. He had a Chase variant too, and I personally think the Chase is a little bit better with like the black and then the sand sort of colors from Backlash. But this one's still really cool. I think they could have given him a bit of a different torso choice, but I never really minded the Daniel Bryan torso on Edge. I still think it resembled him nice. But Edge is gonna be my favorite. Then my least favorite is gonna be Drew McIntyre. We just seen a lot of Drews in this very similar attire up to that point. He did have the updated head sculpt. He did have the updated skin tone, both of which are appreciated. But I just think they could have put something else in here, especially in a series that's like 5 figures in the series. That means you don't have as much to like contend with in terms of like good figures. So Drew McIntyre had to get my least favorite figure out of the series ranking. Elite 84, Rhea Ripley, Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, Buddy Murphy, Angel Garza, and Roman Reigns. There's a lot of good stuff in this series, but I went with Jeff Hardy as my favorite. The tattoo detail on this figure is intense, and as you guys know, I liked the Elite. I think it was 57 Jeff Hardy that they did with the no shirt, and this one is probably even cooler because he's got the face paint, he's got the the tattoo detail, like I mentioned. He's got the arm sleeves. You can do so many different fix-ups with this. Maybe put like some AEW shirts on there, like the net shirt that came with the Amazon exclusive, which I did pick up recently. I have him next to Matt Hardy up top. The net shirt is sick. You could use it on the Elite 84. But that Jeff Hardy is awesome. And my least favorite figure out of the series is going to be Buddy Murphy. He's missing a logo on the shirt, but I guess that's somewhat understandable. And the shirt, speaking of that, it's rubber, which is pretty unfortunate. It should have been a cloth shirt. And just overall, I don't like this attire that much. And it's a reused head sculpt, which I don't really mind. But just overall, this Buddy Murphy is not that exciting to me. Elite 85, we've got The Undertaker, Liv Morgan, Aleister Black, Becky Lynch, Bray Wyatt, and Karrion Kross. Best is going to be The Undertaker. I think this Boneyard match look is awesome. This is like a Boneyard match Undertaker based off his last match, again, not his last match to date against AJ Styles. This was like his retirement send-off match at WrestleMania 36. He got the Boneyard match gear. Head sculpt looks just like The Undertaker, and I think it's a really good representation of like a modern day Undertaker. If you want that in figure form, he's got the shovel. Really, really cool. Worst is going to be Becky Lynch. Only real reason this head sculpt is pretty good, but she does have the all black attire, which isn't that exciting. I like how she comes with the Raw Women's title and the Money in the Bank briefcase, even though she never held that. But it's still not a bad figure, but it's just my least favorite out of the series. Elite Series 86. This is another SummerSlam wave and the last one to date where they did the SummerSlam wave in the main Elite line. We got The Fiend Bray Wyatt, Carmella, Sid Justice, Seth Rollins, The Miz, and Triple H. Best is going to be Seth Rollins. I love this figure. I love the Halloween Havoc Rey Mysterio gear. I think it's really, really nice. He's got the pink, really sweet looking. Only gripe, he didn't come with another head sculpt with the hair down and he was in a street fight, so the hair would have obviously been down. It would have been more. It would have been like wet and all that. But that Seth Rollins is still really good. I really really like it. And my least favorite figure out of the series is going to be the Fiend. I think this is a really good Fiend figure, but it's just so similar to Fiends that we'd seen before. And when we get like a that this feels like something that could have been in the top picks line. And when we get like a top pick style re-release in the main Elite line, it's just not good. So the Fiend's gonna be my least favorite. Elite 87, Apollo Crews, Braun Strowman, Santos Escobar, Asuka, Candice LeRae, and Otis. Best is going to be Asuka. Really good details on this figure. Really good representation of Asuka. We've been waiting on a more modern day updated Asuka for a long time, and this one most certainly delivered. She's got the green paint on her face. She's got the pretty cool gear. I think they could have went with a cooler gear because this gear is mostly black, but it's still really cool. She's got the mask and all that. Really nice Asuka. And the worst figure of the series, in my opinion, is going to be Santos Escobar. I had this figure, but I've personally never really cared for it that much. The masked head sculpt didn't really go on too well. I don't really like the attire. And just overall, it's just not really that exciting of a figure for me. The coolest part about it is probably the tassels. Like the tassels on the boots. I used that for the Elite 105 Dominic Mysterio, and it looks darn good. But Santos Escobar is definitely going to be my least favorite. Elite 88, we got Roman Reigns, Matt Riddle, MVP, Trish Stratus, Rey Mysterio, and Kushida. Best, this might be a hot take, but I went with Roman Reigns. I think it's a really good representation of a tribal chief Roman Reigns. I think the gold glove looks really fresh. He's got the head of the table shirt. He's got the belt. Really, really cool looking Roman Reigns. Tattoo detail, just everything on that Roman Reigns is nailed in my opinion. I do also believe that was the first one we saw with the gold glove, so it's not like a super similar re-release of another one like they do with the Romans nowadays. But that one's really cool. Worst is gonna be Trish Stratus. I just don't think this head sculpt resembles Trish Stratus that much. And she does have the pink attire. She does have the long coat, which I do really like. You could use that for a lot of different people. But just the Trish Stratus is gonna be my least favorite out of Elite 88. Elite 89, this is a really good series. We got Nia Jax, Damian Priest, Sergeant Slaughter, Bobby Lashley, Dominic Mysterio, and Drew McIntyre. Best out of the series. There's a couple I could have gone with here, but I went with Damian Priest. All of Damian Priest's figures are awesome. All of them look like him, and I think this one is very, very cool. He's got the purple gear, sort of Judgment Day-ish, but not really, because it's like an NXT style of Damian Priest. But this was like a lot of people were loving this figure when it came out, including myself. I got it and I thought it was a really cool figure. Tap in hand, really fun figure to pose around. Really awesome Damian Priest. Worst figure out of the series is going to be Nia Jax. I kind of hate to do this because it's still a cool figure. That just goes to show how awesome Elite 89 is. But not Nia Jax, something that looks like her, something that resembles her, just not the most exciting figure you'll ever see. And she did come with the women's tag team title, which was cool, but we never got a Shayna Baszler to match it, so that was kind of a shame. Elite 90, we got Reckoning, Big Boss Man, Jey Uso, Mustafa Ali, Randy Orton, and Bronson Reed. Best out of the series is going to be Randy Orton. Love the white gear, the red accents going throughout is really cool. It does have an inaccuracy on the back. It's supposed to say RKO, but it actually says just Orton. But this is still really awesome. One of my favorite Randy Elites that they've ever done, and it's really good. I love the white gear on it. Worst figure out of the series is going to be Reckoning. It's like the Retribution style of Mia Yim, basically. Just not that exciting, and the Retribution figures didn't really sell well. They weren't that popular when they first came out, so it's my least favorite figure out of the series is Reckoning. Elite 91, another really good series. We got Rob Van Dam, Sami Zayn, Hulk Hogan, Kevin Owens, Bianca Belair, and Austin Theory. Much like with Elite 89, there's quite a few I could have gone with here, but I ended up going with Rob Van Dam. I feel like this is an option that a lot of people can agree with. He's got the white singlet, he's got the tiger stripes, he's got the steel chair. This was our first Elite of Rob Van Dam in such a long time, so it was really fresh. You get the new stuff, the interchangeable hands, so you can do the RVD pose, get the true effects, get the double jointed elbows, just get everything without Rob Van Dam. That was just really exciting for a lot of people when it first came out, including myself. I don't have it unfortunately, but it is still an awesome Rob Van Dam. Worst is gonna be Austin Theory. This is like his look up from the way. He's got the blue and the yellow. But the main reason why this figure is my least favorite, it's a pretty cool gear. It's pretty cool, but just the head is absolutely massive. Austin Theory does not have this massive of a head in real life. Like it might not look too bad in the picture that I have right here, but if you just have it in hand, you know that this thing looks like a bobblehead and it just doesn't really look like Theory the best. And he's definitely had better figures. Elite 92, we got Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair, Adam Cole, Scarlett, The Fiend Bray Wyatt, and Rey Mysterio. Best, I was gonna go with the Fiend because it was like the burnt Fiend after Randy Orton set him on fire and then he came back and all that. But my favorite figure out of the series is gonna be Adam Cole. Great head sculpt. I think the gear is really cool. I always thought that they made Adam Cole a little short in his figures, but that's really the only downside. It's really awesome. This is based off his short-lived little singles run after he broke away from Kyle O'Reilly, which I thought was a really underrated feud with them. I might be going a little off topic here, but it's Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, like their unsanctioned match at NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver. That was just chef's kiss. Such an underrated match. Highly recommend that you check that out if you haven't seen it. It's insane. But I went a little off topic there, like I said. But my favorite is Adam Cole. And my least favorite is going to be Scarlett. I just think she could have had a bit more of an attractive head sculpt than this. Doesn't really look like her the most. And other than that, it's a cool figure. She's got the crown. She's got the hourglass. She's got the black like the black attire to put with your carrying cross and all that. But it's just not like the head sculpt kind of holds it back. Elite 93, a series that I don't really care for personally. I think this series is very boring. Ricky Steamboat, Karrion Cross, Cesaro, T-Bar, Raquel Gonzalez, and Seth Rollins. Best is going to be Seth Rollins. Even then, I don't really care for this figure that much, honestly. I don't like the head sculpt. I don't really like the gear. I don't like the jacket. But I feel like just in a series that's as mid as this, in my opinion, he has to get like the best figure out of the series rating. It's a solid representation of him, I guess. Like I said, just not really a series or a Seth figure that I care for. Worst is going to be Raquel Gonzalez. Pretty bland look. I don't like this head sculpt that much. The leather jacket's cool. The championship's cool. But just overall, it's my least favorite out of the series. Seth Rollins is going to be my favorite. Elite 94, Bret Hart, Mace, Wesley, Nash Carter, Edge, and Stephanie McMahon. Best is going to be Edge. White and red gear is absolutely awesome from WrestleMania 37. Just really, really cool. I like the head sculpt. I don't like how he's got the big jag. Like he looks like a star when he's in the box. That doesn't look the best in my opinion. But as far as like everything else with the gear and all that, it's really, really awesome. Love that Edge. Worst is going to be Stephanie McMahon. I think this is a really solid representation of her from the time. This is like her Stephanie McMahon Helmsley look, when she was women's champion and she was with Triple H and all that, which she still is to this day. But like back then, it was more like the like the McMahon Helmsley regime and all that. But Stephanie McMahon, she's got the black pants, she's got the shirt, just a little bit bland. It doesn't really pose like doesn't really like pose good next to like everything else out of the series. Elite 95, we got Jimmy Uso, Big E, Shotzi, Eddie Guerrero, John Cena, and Bobby Lashley. Best figure out of the series. I know a lot of people are gonna say Shotzi, but I'm just gonna stand by the fact that I don't think the attire is that cool. Like the tattoos are awesome, the head sculpt is awesome, the green hair is great, it poses around great, it's very toyetic. Just I don't really care for the attire honestly. So John Cena is definitely going to be my favorite out of the series. It was close between him and Shotzi because I really like that Shotzi like just tattoos and all that, all the detail. But just I just don't really like the attire as I said. But John Cena, this is based on his 2021 run sort of when he was going up against Roman Reigns. He returned up Money in the Bank. I don't think he ever had a match in this attire on TV, but it's still really awesome. Worst is going to be Bobby Lashley, just not one we particularly needed after the Elite 89. He's got the black and white gear, which isn't very exciting. He goes with the WWE Championship, which is cool, but just overall, it is my least favorite figure out of the series. Elite 96. We got Brock Lesnar, Shinsuke Nakamura, Hulk Hogan, Kofi Kingston, Doudrop, and Ilya Dragunov. Best out of the series is going to be Shinsuke Nakamura. There's like the King Nakamura look. I love the white gear. I love the jacket. He's got the crown. Not my favorite Shinsuke head sculpt, but I think everything else considered, this is a really good figure and my favorite out of the series. Least favorite is going to be Ilya Dragunov. I don't like this head sculpt. I don't think it resembles Ilya Dragunov the best. And especially after we got the Elite 114 Dragunov, this one just doesn't look very good. And just I don't know, like the smile looks like a horror movie smile, and it's just not my favorite. I like the cloth good though, that definitely has to be mentioned, and the championship is cool too. But just overall, head sculpt holds it back. Elite 97, we got Sheamus, Ronda Rousey, Alexa Bliss, Chainsaw Charlie, King Woods, and Omos. Best is going to be Sheamus. This just resembles him so nice. He's got the brown cloth good. He's got the hat, the mask. Very awesome. Sheamus, I remember getting in hand and just being absolutely mind blown at the head sculpt and just how it resembled that era of Sheamus. And it's still the one that I use to this day. It's really awesome. Worst figure out of the series is going to be Ronda Rousey. She's got the Royal Rumble gear. She's got the big jacket, which doesn't really pose around, and just a bland attire, and just overall, just not my favorite figure, and it is my least favorite figure out of the series. Elite Series 98. We got Mandy Rose, Finn Balor, Rick Boogs, Big E, Randy Orton, and Farouk Assad. A couple figures I could have gone with here, but I went with Finn Balor. Just like the detail on this figure is stupendous. He's got the headdress, he's got the demon paint. It's really awesome. And we just hadn't seen a demon figure in such a long time, so it was a really nice change of pace for the Elite line to see a Finn Balor in that look, of course. Worst is going to be Farouk Assad. It's just not that exciting, and it's like a classic figure. It's cool to put on your new generation era shelf and all that, but it's just not a look that I feel like a lot of people were crying out for, and not really a look that I feel like we needed in the main elite line. That's just my opinion, but he comes with two interchangeable heads, which is cool, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty toyetic, just not that exciting. Elite 99, we got Seth Rollins, the Boogeyman, Matt Riddle, Zelina Vega, Brock Lesnar, and Happy Corbin. This series is just I don't know. I tend to like this series. I tend to not. It's just I feel like we could have had more fresher characters, and they're like it's cool figures, but it's just a lot of stuff that we had it just wasn't a lot of new and exciting stuff. Pretty similar to Zelina Vega to what we'd seen. We'd seen a bunch of Seth Rollinses. We'd seen a bunch of Matt Riddles. The Boogeyman was basically a re-release, but I just feel like they could have put some more fresh stuff in here. But the best is going to be Brock Lesnar. This is a really cool Cowboy Brock promo attire. He's got the singlet, sort of this little singlet overalls, the brown. It's really cool, really unique for a Brock Lesnar, and I like it a lot. Worst is going to be Zelina Vega. I just don't feel like she can really stand next to all these figures. She's got the Queen Zelina look that nobody really remembers. She's got the white and red, which is pretty cool. It's just my least favorite figure out of the series. And finally, we got Elite 100, yet another series that I don't really care for. Just like everybody was so hyped heading into Elite 100, and this definitely could pass as just a regular old set. But for Elite 100, I don't know. This just wasn't very exciting to me. Becky Lynch, John Cena, The Rock, Andre the Giant, Rey Mysterio, and Stunning Steve Austin. Best is going to be Andre the Giant. Really, really cool. You got Andre in a suit. He had a chase, which was equally as cool, but I don't take into account chases for these ratings. He's got the big Andre title. He's got the necklace. It's really, really awesome. And the worst is going to be Becky Lynch. I don't really like this head sculpt or the jacket. The belt is really, really cool. I think that's really, really awesome how they were able to include this. Finally, with the updated size, SmackDown Women's Championship, and the white attire is really cool. It's just my least favorite out of the series. Andre the Giant is my favorite, and that has been every WWE Elite Series rating, 81 through 100. Next will be 101 to 114 or 115, whichever one's out by then. Like I said, I would like to get Elite 115 in here, so I might just wait until that comes out to do that. But yes, Jed Wrestling out.